Hello and welcome to Zero Cool Gaming and today's playthrough of Reckoning. Okay, so I think no, not here. You gotta go back a little bit before you can drop off. So today I was gonna do a review of a very old cartoon, actually, and it's called Wizards. It's a 1977 cartoon. To give you an idea of how old it is. And it's I guess you'd call it future fantasy. Would be the best way of putting that. And I've actually watched, when I was, looking up about this cartoon, I've actually watched 3 cartoons from the same guy, and I wouldn't have put together that they were all 3 made by the same guy. And it was this one, Fire and Ice, and Lord of the Rings. They're all made by the same guy. This particular one, even though it's rated PG, it's more for adults, truly, because of the subjects that are within the story itself. Very adult themed, to put mildly. So there's that aspect of it. I wouldn't call this a kids show, even though it's labeled as such. It's not a super hard story to figure out, one good wizard, one bad wizard in there. And they're against each other. They're also brothers.
I am not sad. When I was a girl, my father used to tell me that when you grow old with someone,
so there's that aspect of it as well that, adds another layer to this dynamic of this particular
their partner is never far behind.
Cartoon.
I do not.
So basically it starts out
I feel free
with a bunch of elves, I guess, or gnomes, one of the two. They're sitting on like the battle lines getting ready for the bad guys to attack, and you could say that they have a long history of this happening. And they would attack, and then they would, their attackers would get distracted and bored and eventually run away. And I guess this has been going on for quite some time. And they're kind of, sitting there relaxed and waiting for this occurrence to happen. And I think I went too far. While they're waiting for that to happen, they're talking and things like that. I mean, there's things going on. But anyway, the bad guys attack, and instead of like normal, getting distracted and running away, they steamroll over them and just devastate everybody. And they decide that they need to go, inform the different heads of state, I guess is a way of putting that, and this other wizard about what had happened. And
You there? Do you feel nauseous, itchy? Have you noticed any blood?
there's some banter going on, jokes, this, that, and the other, and he kind of gives them
situation could not be any worse. If the Red
You
Legion is
understand that
involved,
he's going to
then we could
go
all be staring death in the face.
see about putting
What
an
have
end
I
to this
done?
new technology that's allowing the bad guys to just steamroll over their opponents. Because that's not something that normally happened.
I'm
And there's
sure
a whole
I have
bunch
files
of things that
somewhere in
happen along the
Scottish,
way.
but I do not have the
And
time
one
to
of the
search
things
for
about
it.
this
I'm sorry.
director and his
Why ask questions when
form
you can
of
never
comedy,
understand the answers?
because this
It's
is a
clear your
comedy,
prowess is not with wit,
is
but
you'll
with
either
will.
like it or you won't.
If you must know, something of value has
There's
been
not an
stolen.
in-between
An
when it comes to his type
alchemical
of
formula that, if
comedy.
released, could cause untold devastation. I see it
So there's
symptoms
that.
every
I
day.
mean,
Only my apprentice, Karth, and I knew
it's
of my work on the
he's got a
formula,
very
but he's gone missing as well.
unique way of presenting difficult topics and subjects, and he uses comedy to do that.
I do not deserve such goodwill after what I've engineered. If disaster occurs in Odorath, it will be on my head. I'm not sure.
And of
where
course, you know,
Karth
there's
may have
some
gone,
things that
but I
happen,
knew
you know,
that
drama
before he came to me,
ensues.
he found shelter in the
And
ancient
the end of the
chambers
show,
Amalur
yeah, the
Farhall,
good guys
and in
win.
Abbey Ruin east of Orhart. Once you
Bad guy
ensure the
dies
path of
and
safety, you
life
must
goes
learn
on.
what's happened to my formula. When you do, destroy it. It's the only way to keep us safe. He always spoke of his time as a wastrel living in the abandoned halls of Amalur Farhall, the Arathi ruin.
Reason that I enjoyed this show is because it's entertaining. To me, it's entertaining throughout the whole thing. Like I said, the story itself isn't, as far as the overarching story, it's pretty basic. But it's all the things that happen in between that make the show worth watching and make it entertaining and something that's fun to watch. And that's also the parts that some people would probably find uncomfortable, because it does hit on some very touchy subjects, truly. Relationships, war, morals, both good and bad, degeneracy, propaganda,
they want total domination and will do whatever it takes to achieve it.
all of these sorts of things.
For years I dabbled in alchemy, healing, divination and transmutation. All of that seems frivolous now, what with the war looming over us. Now I spend my sleepless nights in search of a formula that will end such conflicts forever.
So yeah, you could say that it hits on some pretty touchy subjects for some people. But to me, that's just what makes it interesting, is that they're willing to go there. Because there's not a whole lot of shows that do. I guess that's probably one of the reasons that I like fantasy and sci-fi, and even low-budget fantasy, especially low-budget fantasy and sci-fi in that respect, is because there was a time when they had more freedom and were willing to dig into more interesting subjects than what we see being produced today. And Wizards is definitely one of those shows, truly. It digs into some really cool subjects, so that you can dig into them further if you want to.
These villains confined themselves to the coast, but recently they've moved inland to avoid the war. Now they're our problem.
And like I said, it does it in a comical way, even though some probably wouldn't consider it comedy.
When the scholars in the tower ordered me to leave the grounds, I took refuge.
That's how
here.
it's intended.
The Almain are a private people, keen to keep to themselves, like me. I fear for his life.
Like I said, I find these types of
In a way that I've witnessed
shows
only a
pretty
select few.
pretty cool.
If the Red Legion has him,
Same thing
it's
with
no telling
like
of how he'll be treated.
Fire and Ice. I mean, Fire and Ice is not a good show by any stretch of the imagination. The story is really basic in that one, but it's tried, or I should say, it's created for more of an adult audience, even though it's rated PG-2. It really is made for more of an adult audience. And then you've got Lord of the Rings. It was made from source material, so he was trying to adhere to that more so than create his own work in that respect. So that's why, you know, that one's so much different than the other two. Yeah, if you've never seen Wizards, I would recommend it. Absolutely. Like I said, it's a 1977 cartoon. Just to give you an idea of how old that is. Oh, that's what it's wanting me to do. Okay. I don't think I'm going to be using any fast travel in this game. I might, but I don't think so. I think I'll just run around. That way it takes more time. It's a beautiful game, truly. That's why I don't mind just running around in it. Running between quest and quest, even when they're really far away from each other. I know fast travel is supposed to eliminate all that, but why would you want to eliminate all this? That's just my look at it. I mean, I'm sure that there are people who would think otherwise.
What you doing down here? Don't you know Agna Farhall?
So my review for Wizards is, yeah, it's a show definitely worth
Foolish or just
watching.
stupid?
It's a show definitely
Oh, I see. The twisted gnome has found
made
herself
for
a
older
champion.
audiences.
How delightful. Nanny always was a fool. So immersed in her
And it's a
work that
comedy.
she failed to see the deception before her very eyes.
As long as you try to remember that that's what it is, it makes it easier to digest what's
At this very
being
moment, they are moving
shown in
crates
front of you.
eastward towards the city of Rathir, where they will fetch a high
Because it can be
price.
pretty offensive at
Poor
times.
Nanny. So trusted, so pathetic. Of course she can never learn of my ruse, can she? I'm sorry. I have no choice.
Yeah, these guys with arrows hurt. I gotta be careful with those lockpicks. You can go through them pretty quick if you don't watch what you're doing. Same thing with Fire and Ice. It's made for older audiences. So yeah, I tried to watch shows that were more obviously for adults as I was an adult. Which is why I watched, but there wasn't a lot of shows like this back then, truly. I mean, the amount of shows that were cartoons made in America for adults back in those days, yeah, you got like one every 3 or 4 years. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying that it's not something that happened really. Yeah, I'll probably want to get that, so I probably need to add on to that in that respect. The only thing that I really like in this section is the bow. I don't mind this, but there's a few other things that are better. There's a few things in each one of these that as you go up in the levels you want to get. Like here I want to get these. And keep, going up. I want to get this. There's certain things that you want to get, or that I do anyway. I mean, everybody's going to be a little different, but the way this game's done is it's pretty balanced actually. It doesn't really matter what you get. As long as you're getting something, you'll be okay. You won't have to worry about that. And I think this is a game that you can combine weapons of the same type and create more powerful weapons of that type. I think this is the game that you can do that. I've played so many RPGs, it's hard to keep them all straight, to be honest with you. But I think this is the game that you can do that in. You can sit there and combine weapons to make more powerful weapons of the same type. I don't remember if there's a limit to that. I want to say that there is, that you can only go so far or so high, and then you gotta start the process over again with higher level weapons and combining them. But like I said, I'm not positive if this is even that game, but I'm sure we'll find out as we go through. right now I'm just trying to go through and finish this quest. And I don't really even understand what the quest is. I haven't been reading it or anything. I've just been talking and kind of, that's what I was saying about this game. You don't really have to think. You can just sit there and kind of follow the, I totally forgot about that. Pile of rocks. Because I have detect hidden, piles of rocks that aren't just piles of rocks, as well as hidden doors and stuff like that. As you go higher in it, I don't know why I'm taking all this stuff. I shouldn't. And of course I go down the wrong direction. I mean, obviously. I always do that. It's not because I intend to, or that I'm trying to. That's just my luck. If there's a wrong path to pick, I'm pretty good at picking it. That's just kind of the way I play games. If I played them before and I remember, I can usually prevent myself from doing that. But like this game, I played all the way through it once. I started it a couple of times. And that's about it. This will be my second playthrough of this game. That stuff must be downstairs. And that's not how you go downstairs. Wow, you gotta go all the way around. Okay. Well, I guess it shouldn't surprise me. Truly. That you gotta go all the way around. Static law, I believe that means that it's electric. I don't remember what that means, if it gives you electric defense or if it charges the bow with electric abilities. I have no idea. Couldn't tell you. But yeah, I'm sure it does something. And then we gotta, I guess, just destroy those boxes. I didn't even waste a pick that time. That was much better. And these stones, if you collect all of them in an area, it'll give you bonuses too.
But you can accept the strangest fact that you're wrong.
So this
Yes,
game
the fact that this
encourages
endless
and
activity is horrible.
gives
The ancient ones
benefits
were here.
in that
They delivered
respect
themselves
for
into the world. The time-worn
exploration.
cycle turns with ages. The
Really
seasons
going
drift along the
through and
stream. They wait
searching
for the
everywhere
past.
and
The
looking
future
at
brings the
everything
forming
for
storm.
everything.
This is no place for harm for anyone.
I don't think I'm supposed to go this way yet. You can, but I don't think you're supposed to. I think you're supposed to go back out. You know what? This game has a map. Why don't I look at it and see what's going on there? I didn't go down in here because these guys are still alive. yeah, I'm ready to just go back out of here. Alright, let's just go back out of here. I think I completed the quest that I needed to so that I can get that lady to do whatever she's going to do. Make me a potion. So it's not like I don't remember any of this game, I do. So I'll go ahead and run out of here, and I'll call this my rant for the day. And I hope you enjoy the rest of yours.